Let's have a look now at the ESP32 Dev Kit or Development Kit version 4, as is its latest version at the time I'm recording this. In the image here you can see the ESP32 and the development kit on which the ESP32 module is situated. And what the ESP32 Dev Kit does for us is to expose the ESP module's pins, at least some of those, to the outside world. So I'm highlighting the pins that come out of the ESP32 module right here, and those are exposed to the pins that you see at the edges of the development kit, so that we can plug our development kit on a breadboard or on another PCB and then make use of its resources. The core hardware that is present on the development kit are things such as the USB to serial programming interface, the power subsystem that allows us to provide power to the module, push buttons for reset and for setting it to the upload mode, indicator, LEDs, and a few other things. So in this sketch here, I've marked with numbers these most important components on the ESP32 Dev Kit. You can see number 1 is the USB connector, which is also the way that we provide power to the ESP module and upload our programs and also communicate with the serial monitor that is a micro USB port. I've got the 2 push buttons marked number 2 and number 3. So the number 2 push button is used for resetting our module and restarting the execution of a sketch that is already uploaded, while number 3 puts the module to upload mode so that we can send it a program from the Arduino IDE. And you'll see me pressing on this button every time that I want to upload a program from the Arduino IDE. Then we've got number 4, the power on LED. As long as your ESP32 is powered, that LED will be on. Marked as number 6 is another LED, a programmable LED, which in the case of my development board is attached to GPIO2. Beware that not all development kits have this programmable LED. If yours doesn't have it, all you've got to do is just connect an external LED to GPIO2 and you'll have the exact same functionality. I also missed an important aspect of this board, which are the 2 rows of headers marked 5 here in this photo. These break out the pins from the ESP32 module so that they become compatible with the breadboard. And this is another really nice aspect of the ESP32 development kit as opposed to the Arduino. It's the fact that the development kit is compatible with a breadboard, and as you'll see, I'll actually be using it almost exclusively plugged into my mini breadboard. A couple of other things that I haven't highlighted with numbers that I want to talk quickly about is this chip here. So this chip here is in charge of the USB communications, and this one here is the voltage regulator. I've got another lecture coming up in this section in which I outline the power options that you have with the ESP32 module, which have to do with the 3 different ways by which you can power up your ESP32. Before we move on to the next lecture, I also wanted to mention that there's a variety of other development boards that host the ESP32 module, such as the ESP32 Lyra, the ESP32 Pico Kit, and a few others. I've got some of them showing in this slide. If you're curious about these boards, have a look at this URL down here where you can find more information about them. I also want to show you what the ESP32 module looks like once we remove the cover. So let's do that right now. So removing the cover reveals the bare module. Zoom in and we can now see the 2 integrated circuits in it. The larger one, this one here, is the ESP32 D0WDQ6 microcontroller, and the slightly smaller chip right here is the SPI flash memory. So now you know what is beneath the cover. Okay, let's move on to the next lecture where we'll do a comparison between the ESP32 and the Arduino.